friends, Kelly here. Welcome back to my channel. I did it. I'm so excited, you guys. I finished this project and it hasn't been more than a year. So, wow. So I thought I would show you the last section, the section I was working on or that I needed to work on to get this project finished, and then I'll do just a quick flip through. You can find videos about this entire project in the playlist that I will link here. And I don't have a process video for the entire thing. A lot of it is mostly me just sharing the project and kind of walking through how I put it together, stuff I use, things like that. But there's a few process videos in there, so if that's something that you might be interested in, go ahead and check out that link and you'll get to find out all the details. So let me go ahead and flip to the back and share with you where I left off here. Now, I have to go off memory here, but I believe I shared a process of this page with the cards. So that's where I left off my last video, as I had finished this page here with the cards inside. So probably the bulkiest piece of this project is that page, but that's kind of where I left off. Moving forward, I moved into the next card here, and if this is your first time checking out this project with me, maybe you're new to my channel, if so, welcome, or you've come back after a long time, welcome back. I'm just kind of jumping in and doing a share for all those that have been following along. If this feels kind of like you're jumping in right at the middle, like I said, go ahead and check out that playlist and then come back to this. Okay, so again, here we go. For this page, I really got my inspiration kind of off of this orange strip, this page that I had removed out of the book. There was this orange strip left, and I just decided to use that as my inspiration. So I've added in this pocket. So what I've done is I have this piece of paper that I printed myself. This is paper that I printed. I have shared with you guys many times that I print my digital papers at home. And I will make sure to link what I do. There's a little tutorial that you can check out if you'd like. So this is something I printed. All I did was I folded it in half, trimmed off where I needed to, and then I sewed, whatever. I've sewn across the bottom to create a pocket. So you'll see there's actually a piece that pops out here. So this whole card will come out, and the card that this goes to, number 15, I'll just pull it out here. One of the prompts was, let me think for a second. Oh, what I decided what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go through and do all of the prompts. On some of these cards, I've chosen to just pick out one or two of the prompts that I know I'm going to come back to. For this particular card, I have created a card or a space that I will be able to do all 5 journal prompts. So I don't love journaling. I've said it many times. So I gave myself limited space here, which I'm totally fine with. But all I did to create this was use a piece of white cardstock, and then I've just created some clusters of stamps, numbered it front and back, and then I've attached this tab. Now I did this same style of a page back in the beginning of this book, and I'll show you that when I get my flip through here. But I kind of liked the repetitiveness of some of these features. So when I'd get to a new page and I'd kind of get stuck, I would go flip back through the project and find something that just jumps out at me that I loved, even if it's in that particular moment. And I've used that as kind of my recipe, so to speak. So the recipe for this was just this pull-out card. Now for this front page here, I kept it super simple. I decided to just go ahead and continue on with this orange theme. I've used another one of these ribbons, which for this section, I've decided to carry through. So I have a ribbon, this little pin badge thing, whatever it is. I've put my number for the corresponding card and a couple of stickers, and kept it super simple. And then for the back, also kept it very simple for 2 reasons. One, I'm at this point tired of this project. I shouldn't say tired of the project. I really love this project, don't get me wrong, but I just kind of at this point wanted to be done. So For the back, I've just used a clear sticker that I have printed and cut. And here, this butterfly is also a clear sticker. And then I've added one of these labels and written out my scripture. For the back page of this section, for lack of a better way to describe it, I got super simple and I just laid down some clear stickers. And that was it. And then again, the cards just rest right inside this little pocket. If that's backwards, that will bug me. Okay, so then I got through this section. And again, most of these sections all had 3 corresponding cards, except for the last one, which I'm not sure if there was like a bonus card if you got the digital set. I can't remember why there's 16. I mean, it makes sense. It's an even number. Must have been, oh, you know what? I know what it was. They did 2 releases. I believe it was June and July. I think that's what it was, with 8 cards each. But when I designed this, I decided to do 3 in each section. So I'm the one that goofed that up, not Illustrated Faith. So I really just kind of had one section left, one mini section. So what I've done here is create just this front page. I did another one of these badge clusters. I used a clear sticker, another clear sticker, and I just kind of tore the edges of this page. And this very last card, number 16, it says, carry each other's burdens. And some of the journaling talks about just carrying each other's burdens and how we deal with that, and how Jesus did that himself, and how he has taught us how to do that for friendships and things like that. And so after reading through the card and reading through the prompts, and there's one specific prompt here that I really landed on that I want to address. And it's this prompt. It says, do you have any friends that don't have a relationship with Jesus? List them here and pray for their salvation. So I do have a particular friend in mind. I'm not going to name names, but she is very near and dear to me. And I consider her my human diary. So for this particular page, I decided to honor that relationship that we have. And I've created this little diary interactive piece. So what I have done is I made this super simple, because this one is more about what's going to be poured out of my heart into this prompt. So when I get to this, it's less about the creativity, more about the prayer I have. And I know when I get to this page, it's going to be very difficult in a good way, if that makes any sense at all, because I'm basically going to pour my heart out about this person in my life and how desperately I would love for her to have a relationship with Jesus. She may watch this video and know I'm talking about her, so I'm trying to use my words very carefully to not to I'm basically struggling right now, because I hope she watches this video, and I hope she knows I'm talking about her, and I know she will know I'm talking about her, and she knows exactly the desperation I feel in my heart for her. And I also know that God has a perfect plan for her, perfect timing for her, and he may not use me at all in that plan, and I am completely aware of that. Okay, so anyway, there was just a little bit of my heart being poured out for you. So back into the process here, or the creative bit. So here I am with this little latch. I don't know. What I wanted to do was create this idea of the diary. And I don't know. I'm 43 years old. So I grew up in the 80s and 90s. Diaries had the little teeny tiny lock, little tiny key. Maybe they still do. I don't even know if kids use diaries, but that's what I had. But I couldn't quite work out how to duplicate that. So instead I've just got this little Velcro latch, which I will say the Velcro I used is very difficult to open. So it is kind of like a lock, because and I probably should have used a piece of cardstock that was a little heavier duty. Heavy dutier. I am really struggling with words today, guys, but you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, so the feature is that it opens up, and then inside I've printed, again, this is all digital paper that I've printed. I went online and I've just found, in Canva, I found like a background notebook paper and printed out a big piece of it. So this is actually just paper I printed, but it looks like a sheet of notebook paper. So I have tucked that in, and this is where I will write that prayer for that particular friend. And then I have just created this this little piece together. I've adhered it together, and then I adhered it between these two book sheets, and that's it. I haven't written any scripture on the back of this like I had in every other card page, because I'll do that on the inside. So this page will truly just be everything hidden inside of it. And then for the back page of this section, I just used a few leftover ribbons, because by the time I got to this page, I really just wanted to use what I had on my desk, and this is what I had. So I liked this idea that they kind of just swing open, and so all I did was adhere this one down with, and then I put a little brad, I think that's what they're called, brads. And then I have the other two on here, and I used a Reset Girl honey sticker and finished off with some washi. And then on the very back, this is the very end of the book. I'm so thrilled. I wanted to squeal. I actually kind of did squeal a little when I finished this the other night, because I don't finish projects very often. So this was very, very exciting. For this particular back page, I just, again, used some leftover pieces I had on my desk. I really liked these little badges. A lot of them didn't fit in well with my thought process for this project, but I still wanted to use them because I think they're really cute. So I used the badges. I also wanted to utilize the stamp more. This was the stamp set that was designed to go with the Camp Wonder collection project, and I just feel like I didn't use it as much as I thought I would. But I'm a camper, I love outdoors, so I know I'll get good use out of this at some point, but I wanted to play with it. So you can see in the background here, I just played with stamping it. It was difficult to stamp on this book. I had something underneath to raise it up so I could get a better impression, but it's still, I mean, it's an old book, so it was still kind of hard. So I did a little background stamping, and then I just glued down all of these patches. And then for this side, I created a pocket. I've just sewn around the edges, used a couple of little sticker, or this is a bit of washi, this is a sticker, and then I made another one of those little clips. I tried to do one that would fit this way instead. What, buddy?
That was it.
No, you just had a bunch of jelly beans.
And that was the rest of them. Don't call down gummy bears.
Okay, well, you just had a bunch of gummy bears, so no, I'm sorry, no more desserts.
Mommy,
What?
please.
No, later.
No, got one.
No.
Got one.
No.
Why?
Because I said I am filming a video for some of my friends, so could you shut my door, please?
No.
Yes, please. Yep.
Why are you doing bear for your friends?
Because I did a project and I want to show them what I did.
Where?
This project, see?
No, Mommy, where's your friends?
They're all over the world. Do you want to say hi to them?
Where?
Just say hi out loud. They'll hear you.
Where?
They're up here. See my video? My phone is taking a video. Can you just say hi?
Hi.
Okay, there you go. All right, can you shut my door, please, and let me finish?
I'm scared.
I'll be right back, my friends. And we're back. Thank you for that brief interruption. I could have edited all of that part out, but she's pretty cute, so I thought I'd keep it in. So again, I was just creating this little clip here with the this little piece with the paper clip. I did not use anything other than my Tombow adhesive, which I generally love, but because of the stitching, I can already tell I have a problem. So I'm gonna have to come back in here with some red line tape or some glue just to make sure that this stays down. Probably should move my hand so you can see what I'm talking about. But what I have here, I have this cute little clip. I have another one on the book that I'll show when I go back to the front and do my flip through here. But what I'm going to do is create a probably some sort of little card that once I've done all the journaling and I'm completely done with it, I want to have just a place where I can reflect on this project and all aspects of it. The aspects of creating the base parts of it, and then the actual working through the journaling and working through deeper into the scriptures. So I'm looking forward to having something to go into this relatively soon. My goal, my reasonable goal, is to come back to this and work through this so that come probably like mid-spring, which, you know, I'm in Minnesota, it could be May. Hopefully I will be able to have this project completely done to the point where like I've finished all the journaling. In my mind right now, this is done for phase 1. Okay, so that is my entire book. If you want to just watch all the other videos, or you already have watched all the videos, then you've seen the entire project. So never want to tell my friends to leave my channel, but this might be the end of the video for you. Yes, buddy? I was in the middle of saying something and I was interrupted once again by my toddler. At what point do we start calling them from toddlers to little kids? She's gonna be 4. It's gotta be soon. At any rate, as I was saying, if you have already watched all of this, feel free to just check me out on the next video. If you have not seen all this, or you would like to see a complete walkthrough, this is where you want to be right now. So here we go. Front to back. And I'll probably repeat some of the stuff I've already talked about. So here we go. As I shared at the back here, when I was talking about recreating one of these clusters, this is what I was talking about. I had created these little clusters. I loved this. I'm going to use that in other projects. I thought this was a really fun way to use a bunch of pieces, and I loved just kind of the messiness of it. So, and it's really just set the tone for this whole project of kind of how I wanted it to look. So then section 1 does have a little pocket here, and probably because I didn't count properly all the pockets. So what I have in here again is just the welcome card from the authors of this entire devotional set from Illustrated Faith. So it's got the really cute little camp card, the little postcard. So I'll tuck that in there, and then who knows, maybe I'll end up tucking something else in. I started this project off with a prayer, and then I jumped into making the pages. Now, when I started this, I didn't have a ton of thought as to what this was going to look like. It didn't take me very long to figure out I had kind of a recipe thing going on. So right here, I started off with this interactive piece, and I did do some of the prompts, some of the journaling. And then I promptly realized I don't want to stop and do that. I would never finish this project. So I wanted to focus on the creativity part and getting these base pages done. So here's where I really just laid down my recipe. By recipe, I mean every page has a number. Every page has an interactive element. And then also what I noticed is that each section would kind of have its own aesthetic theme. So this particular section ended up being really bright colors. I used these really bright butterflies. Whew, it's been a long Sunday, friends. Some of the Reset Girl honeys and things like that. Here is that other clip that I was talking about, and I can't remember who I saw do this, but I know in this video where I talked about this section, which I will try to link here, I talked about how I saw this done, but it's basically I just poked 2 little holes through this little acetate butterfly and fed this paper clip in, and then I can just attach it here to the top. And I just think that's a fun little element to add so that I have all this kind of stuff sticking out everywhere. So then again, here is where another piece of the recipe kind of built itself, where I started putting down the scripture that I wanted to reference for this page. So again, each one of these pages is numbered and corresponds to one of the devotional cards. So moving on, again, I wanted to use the bright colors, and here is that page that I just talked about, how I duplicated the process. So here again, I have this pull-out card, and it says take away thoughts at the top. And so this will be where I do the journaling for devotional card number 2. And then I realized that I have to come back in and put in my scripture. So back here where I shared that was the same foundational piece I used, at the top of this tab, I just put in a little sticker that says field notes. And then onto this page here, I used a clear pocket that I adhered into the book, and I added in some sequins. They kind of all fall to the middle, but that's okay. And then the interactive piece is that this card pops out, and then I will be able to do my journaling in the inside. And then I can just pop it right back into there. If I don't catch it on everything. And then the back page. So again, there's a whole entire section. This is kind of the opening. This is the back, and these each correspond to a card. And then I have created this pocket that the devotional cards rest in. And each one of them, I added a tab to the card. Now the first set of cards, I did not purchase the kit the first time it came out, or the first release of it. I don't know. They did it in 2 parts. So I actually just have the digital cards. So I had printed those myself, and then I just secured them together with some washi tape. I could have done two-sided printing and this and that, but I just printed them and then I didn't want to reprint them. So that's the direction I decided to go. And then for each one of the cards, I had gone ahead and created tabs and stamped on the number. And I believe they're mostly in the order in which they were in the kits. I don't think I changed any of them. And then moving on to the next pocket, or the next section rather, I switched to more of like this shabby chic, eclectic, vintagey kind of vibe and decided to go that route for this one. So again, I have number 4. And then the interactive piece for this page, I actually did on the back. So I have just this tiny little pop out here. And what I've done is I've used a tab and some staples and some stickers. And I actually have 3 little, no, sorry, I take that back. 4. I have 4 little tiny cards that create this little book. So I'm going to be writing some prayers on that and then tucking it in this little envelope. And then on to number 5, I wanted it to have kind of this library card look, I think, or library pocket. So I have these 3 cards that come out. I did this so long ago, I can't remember what the purpose is going to be of 3 cards. There must be 3 prompts or 3 questions I want to answer. It's 3 of something is my guess. So when I get to that, I'll have to refigure that out. But for here, I've just used really heavy on the butterflies. So I've got some little butterflies on just about every piece of it here. Yeah. So that just tucks right into here. I wanted there to be some different dimension and different varying heights of things. So that's where I went with that. And then this was just kind of a weird one. I was trying something out. I don't know that I love it, but I've tried it out. So again, I have my number 5, my number 6 here. I will come back in and write my scripture. And then here I have on the front what the scripture is, and I'll have to write it on the inside or come back in and put something here. But here I did this kind of weird flip out tag. When I do come back to write on this, I think that's going to be very difficult. I did not think that through. I'll have to remove this just so it can swing out more. This one got weird. If I had to redo it, I would not do this strange tag thing. Originally, I did not have the bottom secure, I think, if I remember correctly. And so the whole thing could slide out, and then I secured, and then it was really floppy. So I secured the bottom here. I sealed this up and then created this piece, but I don't know, not super functional. But you know what? That's one of the things I love about these kind of projects is it's a place to try things out. It's a place to play with paper. So that's why I chose to do it this way, where I just played, did the creative thing, and then I'll come back and do the very intentional part of it, the journal writing, the digging into scripture. I just really needed those to be 2 different things. And then for the back of this page, I really loved this part of the actual book with these little cows, so I just used a couple of big butterfly stickers. And again, these were digital papers that I printed out. So next section, after all of this kind of darker tone and more vintage vibe, I really needed to bring back the bright colors. So went back to the bright fun colors for this next section. And here I've just used some fake, what are these called? They're like those Kodak slides, or I mean, they're kind of like Polaroids. These are images that I think, if I remember this correctly, images that I found on Pinterest or online, and I did not, to the best of my recollection, find any copyright issues. So I went ahead and created my own little cards here. And then for this piece here, I did another one of those clusters. Like I said, I really loved this. And then I did another one of these pull-out cards. This one is just, instead of opening up, it's just got a journal card on the back and some stickers. Stickers are my favorite thing to work with right now. Paper and stickers all day long. And then I can shake this up a bit. I did use quite a few actual sequins, little sequin mix there. And then this is actually just a piece of vellum that I've sewn to create this kind of almost like a page protector, mock page protector. I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. And then I've just used a clear butterfly sticker here. So for this one, when I do come back to this, I don't have the scripture anywhere. So I might do something where I do that on a clear sticker and then put it somewhere on here, maybe possibly down here, or it might end up on the card that's inside. I'm not yet sure how that's going to work out, but again, kept with an interactive piece. And then on to this next card. The card, if I remember correctly, really dealt with, like, I think it was something to do with writing a postcard, or I can't quite remember, but I know. So what I did was I would read the card, I would read through the devotional, I would look up some scripture. So I would have a base idea of what I'm going to do when I come back to this. So I know that when I read this card again, something will trigger and I'll remember kind of what I was trying to do here. But I've created this little pocket, and then I've created this little like postcard. I might come back in and design the back of it or do something with the back of it. I'm not entirely sure if I will, just because you really won't see it, but it might bug me that it's empty. Or I might end up using it for journaling space. So I'll leave it for now, but this just says, it says grateful for you. So there must be something about telling a friend something about them you're grateful for. I'm just going to guess. That's probably what it was. So I created this little pretend stamp. That was really fun. I remember doing this page, these couple pages, this summer when we were on vacation. So that was really fun to be sitting out on the deck and working on this page here. And then on the back of it, I actually did write out the entire scripture that I wanted to reference to, and I wrote it on, I remember I had a big piece of paper that was kind of some scratch paper I had done some stamping off on, and when I was testing out this piece here. And I started writing out the scripture and kept going, and then I ran out of room, and I just decided to keep writing right over the stamped piece. And I kind of like it. I think it's fun. And then to carry that mistake through, I also stamped the scripture reference up here on another bit of this scrap. So, I mean, it works. It works. And then I have another page protector that I've just gone ahead and adhered into the center of this book. And I have, because I wanted it to be easier to flip, I've added just a tab here. And then I have, ooh, looks like I have a problem is what I have. Oh, no, I don't. I have an interactive piece where I have no idea what's going on. What is going on with this one? Oh, yeah. This actually stays in here. This doesn't come out. I remember now. This is just decorative. This is the interactive part, is you flip this piece up and the journaling will be there. That's what it was. I had forgotten. So again, I just have some little cards in there, and I probably will come back and do some scripture on this particular card. I probably ran out of time that day and just decided to move on. And then I just finished the back page off with a few more of these little fake Polaroids and called it a good one. Here is some crumbs. Here is the section I used some found photographs from the antique store. So I have a couple of those in here, and again, more interactive pieces. I have this little envelope with this card that'll come out for the journaling. And then I just created this little closure. It's a little bit of craft foam, and probably should have used a little bit stronger of cardstock, but very, very simple to do. I used eyelets, but you certainly wouldn't have to at all. So that was a fun little page to create. And then on the back, I just stamped out the scripture that I wanted to reference. And then this is much like this this weird tag page here. This was also an experiment, and I don't know that it works. It's kind of weird, but it is what it is. I love the elements that are on it. I love the way it looks. I just don't know if the functionality of this weird, like, I know there's a word for this, some sort of like gate or something. I know there's a word. I can't think of what it is. It's a little weird, but again, it was fun to try. So here I just have a couple of words here that I've defined, some characteristics of friendship, or what I look for in a friend. Love, loyal, and courage. And then I just adore this photo. I adore it. It's so, so cute. And The back is, again, where I will do some scripture writing. The only thing is I don't really have a place for journaling, so I think when I did this, this is essentially the journaling I'm just going to do for card number 11, is just these definitions. I might tuck one or two little tiny things into this pocket. As of right now, there's a little pocket on the back of this page, and I have just a couple of little bits of ephemera that I've tucked in there just for fun, to add a little color, a little interest. Then this next one is, again, a page protector. And for this one, I have a couple of these little ribbons that I've tucked in there. And on the back, I have some scripture. And then I have what I have, so I don't forget what I'm doing here. This is going to be a list of all of the women in my life that have been influential in my faith, in my walk. So all my friends that have been influential in how I've gotten to where I am. So I'm really kind of looking forward to doing that particular page or prompt. And then you can see them through the back, and then I've just used a clear sticker here on this page protector. I just love this flower, and I love the way it looks. And then the very back part of this section, again, has another one of those photographs that I've gotten from the antique store. And I could sit here and stare at this photo for quite some time, because I just think it's just precious. I really do. I just don't think that future generations will look at photos that we take right now the same way that I'm looking at this photo right now. I could be wrong, but in the world we live in right now, with everybody, not everybody, I was generalizing big time, but with the emphasis so much with influencers and influencers, did I say that right? I think I did. But just social media and always having to have this like filter of perfect life. I just wonder what it's going to look like someday. I tend to post photos. This is just totally a side note. I like to, if I do post photos, which I don't do very often anymore, to my personal social media accounts. But I tend to like to post the ones that are of fails in life, or ridiculousness, or just messy living room and the kids are running around and having fun. Like I want it to be more about real life, so that I can show my friends and family and anybody that's really seeing my life out there in social media that it's not perfect, and nobody's life is perfect. And so I want to be authentic and real to what it is. Much like you're getting in this video. My kid coming in, the lighting's getting weird.